I'm ready.
You ready? Everyone ready? Good, because I already started recording.
When?
Right now. It already happened.
It's only been a couple seconds.
The episode's over.
You need to have an on-air
We're done.
thing or
We're good.
something.
Alright, so,
Remember that dragon we fought, guys?
yeah, awesome fight. Alright, see you next episode, everyone. So, yeah, we're here. We're finally doing it. Curse of Strahd.
Yay!
Hooray! Ooh, baby!
Yeah, welcome to Action Economy.
Again!
That's what we're called.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
If you didn't come for our two-shot, we have a new person.
yeah. Who
Hey.
wish to remain anonymous.
Wow.
If you didn't come
Secrecy
for
is
the
all I
second
have.
part of the two-shot, we have a new
yes,
person.
The second part, yeah.
No, we're dropping hints that you can go back and listen to that to find out secrets.
Whoa.
No, yeah, we've been hyping this up for
A while.
now.
Yeah, Strahd's a
But-
turtle.
Austin's back.
Yeah!
I'm sorry. Strahd's a total. That got me.
No spoilers.
We'll have to take a brief pause
Oh,
while we
God.
do the Heimlich on our...
He's going to be in Total Recall, too.
He already was.
Oh,
Is that you?
if you didn't listen to it, go listen to it fucking now. It is incredible.
You have to wait longer before you listen to this episode.
So, our last two episodes were something we spontaneously came up with. This is something that I've been working on and planning on for, months
Too long.
now. And everyone has their characters worked out. Everything's ready. The one thing that I'm doing different this time, I'm going to try to do sound effects.
Cool.
Yeah. We have.
Let's listen to some of those beautiful, beautiful sound effects.
Okay.
Play one. Preferably someone that isn't screaming.
And not the dice sound effect.
Or Padar, please. No.
So, we have sound effects and music by Syrinscape. And
Thanks, Syrinscape, for having a
I'll
program.
just play
Thanks
some
for
sound effects
existing.
here.
Yep.
You rock.
Thanks to Syrinscape for the the music and the atmospheric sounds. Check them out at Syrinscape.com. It's great sound effects. Not doing a full ad for them, but hey,
That's what we're using.
that is what we're using, in fact. So, listen to that stuff.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Is this Total Recall?
Hell yeah.
Let me turn that down just a little bit. And make sure that okay. So, I think we're ready to just jump right in, right?
I'm ready.
Sounds good.
All right.
I am ancient. I am the land. Welcome to Barovia.
We will start off with a little bit of everyone who's involved, all the players on this stage, and I'll introduce everyone as they come into the story here. But we'll begin with the mists. The mists of Ravenloft that people get lost in forever. And coming through the mists are travelers, arriving at a great stone wall with two massive doors. The gate to Barovia. Now,
Roll initiative. I attack first.
Who are you?
What?
We all just collide.
I killed Travis.
Oh,
Alright.
in real life, not in the game.
so
Travis is dead, guys.
we'll
Sorry.
start with Rainier.
Alright.
You have been traveling on your way to Barovia for a while, and you've had to take a long way around to get to Barovia, and you've arrived. So, all you know about this part of Barovia, where you've been sent, is to go down this road. You're on Old Svalich Road. The dog didn't like that. So, I won't go into details as to why you're here exactly, but in seeking what you've been seeking, you've managed to reach the edge of the country of Barovia in the mists and fog. Woods very quiet. Area is very chilly right now. And you've been going down this lonely dirt road, cutting through the woods, and it's strange. It's been getting more and more eerie as you go along. So, in every direction you look, there's just fog, a mist that just can't be penetrated. And the past day has been very dark. No sunlight has come through the clouds in the sky. It's almost as if the fog just extends all the way up in some ways. It still has been bright light, but while you've been walking around, it's not really been like real daytime.
This isn't your normal everyday daytime. This is advanced daytime.
This is daytime light.
Oh.
man. Zero sugar day.
Zero sugar.
Oh, no.
Zero sugar daylight.
No sugar for you.
Daylight zero.
Dr. Daylight.
Remember when
Yeah,
we said this would be
Doctor.
serious?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be
I remember when I said it would.
melodramatic.
You said the characters would
Yes.
be serious.
Yes.
Yes.
Not about us being serious.
As you go, black pools of water stand like dark mirrors in and around the muddy roadway. Giant trees are looming on either side of the road, their branches clawing at the mist. And you've been traveling for hours. And it's been getting dark. But ahead of you, the fog spills out of the forest and swallow up the road behind you. It's like you're in an island in the mist. There's the road, the forest, and you. Nothing ahead, nothing behind. But then, as you go through, jutting out of the impenetrable woods on both sides of the road are high stone buttresses looming gray in the fog. There's huge iron gates hanging on the stonework, and two headless statues of armed guardians flank the gate. Their heads are now lying at the weeds at their feet. It is silent. You approach the gates, and you know that this is likely the border of Barovia. However, you don't see anyone around. You don't see any guards. You don't see anything of value. There's no. It's almost as if it's just a ruin in some ways. The gates are. There's no way you could move them physically on your own. So, what do you do?
The vibe of this place is all wrong.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna draw my sword and let it hang at my side. And I'm gonna look around a little bit and go, hello? Is there anybody there?
I would like Chris, you to, as Lucian, make a perception check.
Okay. I thought for a moment you were going to ask me as Chris to do it.
Yes, perfect perception check. Use your special eyes.
That is a dirty 20.
You are in a different situation. You have in your hand a bottle. It's an empty wine bottle with the crest. Well, the label says the Wizard of Wines.
That's pretty cool.
You know that this is a something from Barovia, and as you are walking through the forest, the mist is opening up before you, and you hear ahead of you, well, ahead and to the right a little ways, a voice call out. Would you say? Is that hello? Is anyone?
Yeah.
In that direction, you come across an old dirt road, and the fog parts a little ways, and you feel the slight magic that you've been feeling from the bottle that you've got, sort of like react, and you know that you're in Barovia now.
Okay.
So, you can see up ahead there is a. If you would like to describe your character, what does he see standing out there holding the sword?
My character is a black-haired woman in heavy armor. The armor and weapon and shield she has, they're all like very finely made, fancy, royal-looking, expensive. She has her hair back in a... I'm just wearing very fancy, heavy armor, backpack, sword at my side, all very finely made, all very fancy. Shield too.
Okay.
Black hair, braid.
Okay, well,
Oh, and a little like half cape from behind.
alright. So, do you call out to this person or approach?
Yes.
Yeah. So what does she see when coming out of the woods?
She sees kind of wearing just like simple leather, nothing like very fancy. I think Lucian probably makes it a point to not stand out. He's got I want to say a beard,
Okay.
like a goatee sort of thing. Black hair, slicked back.
Okay. Yeah. So this woman seems to be out there in a similar way to you. The gate's right there, but you see the same thing. There's no one there. There's nothing. There's no like doors or anything. There's just two massive iron gates.
Okay.
Does he, is he calling out to me?
Yeah.
Alright.
Who goes there?
I'm gonna kind of quickly turn around and go, hello, I am Rainier. Who are you?
Lucian Alzarius, monster hunter at your service.
Monster hunter and perhaps gate watcher to let me in?
Alas, that is not one of my titles.
Do you know who does watch the gate?
I have just arrived here myself. I do not know.
Perhaps we can find a way in together.
That would be desirable.
You would not happen to have any of, how you say, explosives? To maybe get the gate open? Thieves' tools?
I am afraid not.
Unfortunate.
Sebastian.
Yes.
I think about that name for a bit. Sebastian, you are journeying along through the mist as well, and you have also come through along the road. While they're discussing this stuff, you come down and you see two people at these huge gates. Once again, you see the same place, the same situation, where there's no one around, no noticeable thing, but you do feel drawn to the place. You've been kind of following this feeling of, just seeking out something that you're not sure you understand, and something's drawing you. As you approach, however, you hear a ways behind you. You hear a horse whinnying. You can hear the movement of what sounds like a cart coming behind you. So you got a cart coming up behind you, and you've got two people in front of you standing at the gates that appear to be just, looking around, trying to see a way into the gates.
Alright, so I'm gonna try to do the voice again, but I totally forgot how it sounded like. So,
Don't worry too hard about it.
Sebastian's gonna go to the two and just.
So what do they see walk up to them?
So they see for the most part, a regular human in his 30s.
Okay.
He has a kind of a nice, nicely trimmed beard. He has light brown hair, and he's very lanky. Like, he doesn't look physically strong to you, but he looks kind of like not malnourished, but kind of that point. But he's like still well fed.
Thin man. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's he wearing?
That's his nickname.
He, for the most part, has
First
nice
man,
clothes on.
no,
It's not like
man.
full royalty or anything, but it's
Oh, so he's got nice clothing on. He's
he,
got
he has a nice clothing on.
traveling clothing.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Nice traveling clothing.
All right.
I also forgot. I found a picture of Rainier. Left eyebrow has a scar on it, like right here, and her eyes are purple.
He says in the audio medium.
Yeah. I don't care about you guys. I want the others to know.
You heard it, guys.
Hey, once
Let's
we have
cancel him on Twitter.
Once we have visuals, we can put it on stuff and have people so they can see the characters and stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
But anyway.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. It's happening.
Old Wilson.
Hopefully, a swarm of wild animals. They fly overhead. Wow.
Wow, 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 wow. Look out, it's the Wilson copter. Wow, 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 wow.
Anyway, so yeah, this guy comes, this well-dressed, noble-looking man in his 30s, super thin, comes walking down the road, also to sees you.
Hello there, sir.
Hello.
Who are you?
My name is Sebastian Bowman. What are your names?
My name is Lucian Alzarius. I am a monster hunter at your service. And I bow.
My name is Rainier. What are you doing here?
I have been following a feeling to this place.
As of note, you can all now hear a cart coming down the road.
I'm gonna step off of the road and just like kind of wait there. I'm not gonna tell them to move.
I'm gonna move up to the side as well.
You can kind of see through the mist a light. There's two lanterns hanging from the front of this cart as it comes down the road.
Are these friends of yours?
I don't really have many friends, unfortunately.
The cart is pulled by some horses, and it's very, very. It's a big cart, and there's men that are walking along with it. You see about 9 people, all dressed in brightly colored sashes and bandanas and clothing. They all seem to be kind of like in good cheer going along. There's an older man who's driving the cart, and there's a big, real tough-looking guy who's like sitting next to him. And the cart slowly approaches and stops right before it gets to you. And the leader's like, "Oh, hello, how are you doing? You seem, are you having trouble in this area?"
We are attempting to get into the gate. If you can assist.
Yes, I can. But if I may ask, my name is Stanimir. May I ask who you are? First to this land.
My name is Rainier.
It's wonderful to meet you, Rainier.
Lucian Alzarius.
And
Sebastian Bowman.
all right, it's good to meet you. This is my son. Pats the big guy on the back. He's like, "This is Raka. These are all the friends of ours." Points at they're all armed, by the way. The big guy's got a scimitar stuck in his belt, and he's like holding a crossbow, not up and aimed, but he's just holding it. And says, "In my cart is my daughter Damia and another traveler."
Did you say Dampier? No.
Spoilers.
Damia, is there space enough for 3 more people? And a voice from inside says, "Oh yes, plenty of space. Yes, I can get you into this place. Come on board into the cart."
Rainier is going to lag behind and go, would you mind telling where it is we are going?
Yes, we are headed to the Serpool encampment in Barovia. We'll pass through the village of Barovia and on there to our camp where the rest of our people wait.
Alright. And she'll sheath her sword and go along.
Yeah, he's like, yes, we are the Vistani. We live here in Barovia. I will tell you more of the story later. However, I can definitely get you through the gate. And he invites you in. As you get into Descartes, you see there's the girl there, Damia, and there is another woman in there as well. And what do they see?
I see a younger girl who's like 19 years old.
Okay.
And she's got shortish brown hair that's half up, half down, but it's like disheveled.
Yeah.
And she's wearing like nothing like super fancy, but definitely like nicer clothes that like makes you wonder like how much money she has, but like
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not like super fancy. And then yeah, my clothes are kind of like wrinkled and stuff too. Like I definitely look like
You've been running
yeah.
through the woods. Yeah.
We're all rich.
Yeah.
My voice.
So,
It's all that money.
Damia is like well, my friends, take a seat. This is, you said your name was Esme?
Yeah.
Yes, traveling in the mist is dangerous, but we as the Vistani are free to pass through safely. And you hear the cart start up. You hear. You hear.
You thought this was classic Curse of Strahd. You thought wrong, bitch.
You hear Stanimir get the horses going, and you can see out the front. He's sitting right there. As they approach the gates just open on their own, and he starts taking you into Barovia. Once again, you're in more woods. It's not really all that different on this side of it, honestly. However, you go through the woods quite a ways. You turn and start heading southwest down the road. But there's just these towering trees that you can't even see the tops of, and it's like there's a gray light coming from above, but it's still starting to get dark. The tree trunks are like unnaturally close to another, and it is like dead silent. It's not exactly like a pleasant place. Yeah, but nothing happens. You continue on and continue going down the road. And then you see something moving ahead on the road. And you're standing there like, whoa. And a figure coming from Barovia out of the mists again is walking in. What do they see coming out of the mists, Trav?
Not too much. Not as much of a good visual as the rest of the group, but about a 6 foot tall, presumably male, wearing purple robes. The robes are multiple patches of this fabric kind of woven together. The more notable things about the robes being that they are, I don't want to use the word bejeweled, but
Bedazzled.
they're decorated. They're decorated on their trim with small pieces of gold, or at least gold-like metal. Some trinkets and the like hang from underneath different folds in the robes, and there are mathematical, almost like schematics of something that you would presume has something to do with the moon.
Geometrical figures.
Yeah, geometrical shapes along the front of it. The other notable factor is the unnatural blackness that is the interior of the cloak. It's darker than what would happen naturally with shadow, given the already relatively low light conditions. I mean, it's not nighttime, it's still daytime, but it doesn't look like shadows. It looks like nothing. Like just a void.
Oh, hello, Mr. Void.
Stanimir's like, who goes there? He seems a lot more wary than he was with the rest of you.
I noticed.
He'll look up, almost surprised that somebody would be talking to him. Oh, I mean you no harm.
Very well. Where are you headed, friend?
Tell you the truth, I really don't know. I found a road and I'm simply walking down it, I suppose.
Well, I can tell you, you won't find anything down this way. The town is back the other direction. Would you like a ride?
I'll slowly turn around and look back towards where...
Yeah, you've been... Last you can remember going down that way, you remember there being a town there, but you didn't find what you were looking for. But at the same time, everything seems different. The fog just sort of rolled in out of nowhere. And now it almost looks like, looking back on the road, it's like you've not been there before.
Yeah, I will, still in silence, look around, confused, almost in a daze. I suppose so.
Rainier's gonna make sure she doesn't sit next to this guy. I'm gonna shift positions to not leave any free seat near me.
Okay.
Lucian's gonna be very wary and ready to get his sword out at any time. Or not a sword, his dagger.
Damia, the daughter, is like, this happens sometimes. There are people who get lost in the mist and are affected by it. You should be fine after a little bit.
What is wrong with the mists?
I see you've not been to Barovia?
It is my first time.
You're a tourist.
Tapping into your
The voice.
the tourism there.
Well,
First time killing Strahd. Out of character.
yeah. Long ago, this place was wild. There are some odd stuff here. Other things. If you want to stick to the roads, it is very easy to get lost in the mists here. The mists are always here. You can't leave unless you are with us. We have been granted the gift to be able to travel through the mists.
This sounds like important information. I would like to know where you stay.
That is where we are at, the Serpul encampment, where our leader, Madame Eva. She could answer any other questions that you have. Stanimir interrupts her and is like, I'll explain everything in a bit.
As I move up to the cart, yes, my name, I suppose you want that. Lucas Godfrey.
Nice to meet you, Lucas Godfrey. He gives you a hand and helps you up into the cart.
I need it. Who am I sitting next to?
You sit next to me.
Okay.
You sit next to Sebastian.
Alright.
Lucian eyes you the entire
As of
time.
note, Sebastian
Yeah.
is very interested in like the circles on the rope, so he's gonna probably look at you, kind of like try not to stare too much, but he's like,
Lucian don't give a fuck.
Very similar to like somebody that like sits in a place with really dark sunglasses. The hood is facing forward. I could be looking at anybody.
yeah.
Rainier has been eyeing up every single person because everybody at this point is equally sketchy, but now she's almost exclusively eyeing up this weird fucking dude that just showed up on the road that not even the weird ass driver seems to like.
Yeah.
Esme's just sitting there looking down. She's like shaken, so she's not like paying attention.
The eclectic group, I see.
Stanimir hands over the reins to his son and turns around in his seat and says, I see you need to hear some stuff about this place. We have no desire to make enemies, but this place is, well, it is cursed.
So I have
In some
heard.
ways. But we, the Vistani, are exempt from this curse.
How so?
Well, he says, we the Vistani, we come from a land that is in ancient land whose name is long forgotten, a land of kings. Our enemies forced us from our homes, and now we wander the lost roads, all over. However, one night, a wounded soldier staggered into our camp and collapsed. We took care of his injury and quenched his thirst with wine, and he survived. When we asked him who he was, he wouldn't say. All he wanted was to return home, but we were deep in the land of his enemies. We took him as one of our own and followed him back towards his homeland. His enemies hunted him. They said he was a prince, yet we didn't give him up, even when their assassins fell upon us like wolves. This man of royal blood fought to protect us, as we protected him. We brought him safely to his home, and he thanked us. He said, "I owe you my life. Stay as long as you wish. Leave when you choose, and know that you will always be safe here." However, a curse has befallen our noble prince, turning him into a tyrant. We alone have the power to leave his domain. He rules Barovia. We've traveled far and wide to find people who could end our Dread Lord's curse and put his troubled soul to rest. Our leader, Mother Eva, knows all.
But who is this, prince?
We cannot speak his name. I am
Lord Voldemort?
But Madame Eva has any answers you seek if you wish to know more.
I would like to speak to her.
We will get there probably by tomorrow. We shall stop in the town of Barovia for the night. You are free to stay with us, or there is an inn there that you may stay at.
So is no one in this cart a local?
Danya raises her hand and is like, "I am."
You say that we're in Barovia?
Yes, Barovia.
I suppose so. I don't remember being in a Barovia. I will admit it has been a while since I've gotten any good sleep. So
Hey, Tom,
I could be lost.
where was I before,
Mordant.
okay. Morden was the country I was in before walking here.
Yes.
Alright, what was the country to the other side of Mordant?
The ocean.
That's a nice
A
country. Been
formidable
there.
foe.
Were
Do
you...
you mean the one next to Barovia that you traveled through to get to
Yeah.
Barovia? That would be 1 second.
Side note, it would have been a really cool idea if somebody was like going through all the Curse of Strahd things and like they knew who Strahd was but like nobody else did and like they're perpetually tracking him and killing him in every new story.
Like going from campaign to campaign.
Yes.
That would be multiple dimension hopping, I believe.
Yeah.
That Strahd must die tonight.
Well, if he can do it, somebody else should be able to.
Multiverse theory.
1 second.
I mean, one iteration, he was murdered by a strike team that had a flexing Kenku and a Crabman.
Yeah.
If you know that one, you the real guns. The real ones.
Okay, so
They exist.
you worked your way around a couple countries to get here.
What country would I be headed towards as I walk into Barovia?
As you walk into, well, that's the thing is that
Well, yeah, I know, but like, what country would I perceive myself as walking towards?
after you get past Barovia would be Invidia.
Okay. Were you from Nvidia, maybe?
Invidia or Borca, which, as of note, are controlled by that family.
Oh. Or Orca?
No, I don't believe so.
Yeah, you.
To tell you the truth, I've been out in the woods for a while now, and my head gets all fuzzy, and I lose track of. I could have wandered in. Who knows?
You know that the country you just came from is called
Mordant?
Nova. The one back to where you just came from
Uh-huh.
that you passed through was Nova Vasa. You actually, if you continue from across Barovia and past Invidia and Borca, you would eventually get. You have to go a little bit north, but you'd eventually get to Morden. You went around Barovia and came in from the side.
Okay.
It's
Is this where you're from?
No. Fuck. I come from Mordant.
Do I know Morden?
yes. Actually, some of the last stuff you remember is a man named George Weathermay in the country of Mordant. You remember he had a compass of some kind that he used when he spoke with you at some point. He's one of the ones who directed you as to how to get to Barovia.
Okay.
Out of curiosity for Sebastian, when they're mentioning these places, does he recognize them at all or not?
You
Really?
do not.
Okay.
In fact, you're like, what are they talking about?
I would assume I
Because,
probably do.
you absolutely do.
I
You
do
know
too, right?
Yes, you do. You know exactly what
You as in
countries
me.
they're talking about. Lucian would know exactly what these countries are and who's in charge of them and stuff like that. So you would know, like, geographically where everyone...
Would he know me from the information I've given?
not from the information you've given so far, no.
Okay.
However, yeah, so Damia explains a little bit that Old Svalich Road passes all the way through Strahd's domain. There's an exit on either end, and there's 3 settlements. There's Barovia in the east, which is where they're going to get to first. There's Valaki, which is the center of the valley, and there's Kresk, all the way on the other end. Yeah. She says there's all sorts of stuff in Barovia that's dangerous. This is not something that either Lucian or Rainier would be too confused about, because they both, you both come from places that have dangerous wildlife and mystical wildlife as well. So, stick to the road, don't go in the woods is kind of a common thing that everyone's told. And Sebastian, you grew up with don't go into the woods. And the one time you did, things did not go well. So, yeah, but they're eager to, go on. They seem, these Vistani people seem to be pretty, friendly, happy. And there's, like I said, there's like 9 of them that are out walking alongside with this thing, all armed, meaning that they're prepped in case something were to happen, that they would be ready for it. But they carefully go along the road. So you finally come out of the forest, out into a big open area. There's grasslands pretty far, and you can see there is a river running through this valley. There's a huge mountain up. There's mountains left and right, but there is a large, almost pillar of stone in the distance across this valley, and you see silhouetted in the sky a castle, sort of like it seems almost like floating in the mists. And you start getting a little bit like it's got a like shimmery kind of like between the it's weird. It's steadily becoming less and less visible as it gets darker. But Lucas, when you see it, it's like striking. Mm-hmm. You've seen this castle before and have this effect in some ways, but it's like it matches how you've recently seen it, but not exactly. Something's different about it, and it also looks like this is what you were looking at.
Oh,
and
I'll kind of, as we're in the cart, I'll kind of stand up to get a better look at it.
Yes, and the standard sees you looking is like, Castle Ravenloft. This is our lord's castle from which he rules.
Who is this lord?
Melaniva will answer your questions about him.
I've already tried that. Fuck, what's it? I've already tried that.
You're German, he's
Fuck.
Russian.
I'm trying to do French. It's so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you know if I'd try to do German.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but alright.
Oh, you've heard it before, a long time ago.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it starts getting darker, and so as you go, off to the left is a river, and this road goes straight. You can see in the fog, you see a little bit of like shapes, like buildings, and as you go down, eventually, it takes a while, but you reach a point where you can see this town. There are crows. There's quite a few crows.
Conspiracy.
Crowgate.
Russell Crowe?
Falls on.
As you see, as this this river is as clear as like it's like it's about 50 feet wide, and there's arching stone bridges at a couple points. You can see this village as you approach it, and Stanmir's like, guys, this is the village of Barovia. And
Does this look like the village that I went through?
yes and no. It's the same. All the buildings look much older in some ways. Older style, but better condition. It's weird.
Do I notice similarities too? Do I notice similarities too?
Yes.
Okay. Basically the same as him?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's darker out now, right?
It is getting darker, yeah. Anyway, it's a foggy place. There is no one around. And the fog just surrounds everything, but the muddy ground now gives me way to these slick, wet cobblestones. These are tall shapes of the village dwellings. Each window, the windows of each house stares out from like pools of blackness. No sound cuts the silence, except for this mournful sobbing that echoes through the place. And this is a creepy town. There's not much here that's like, nice.
Man, I love Silent Hill.
I'll ask. What's that noise? What is that?
I'm not sure. There's a woman. Seems to be upset, is what Stanimir says.
We're not staying in this town, right? We're going past.
Eventually, we're stopping for the night here. It's not so bad up ahead. And
If you say so.
I was going to ask where are we staying?
I will show you. Up ahead here, there's an inn.
Do we still hear the sobbing?
Yes, you do.
I'm sorry, like when I hear sobbing, and I'm like, my immediate brain just goes to like Left 4 Dead, the witches. Now I'm like, I don't.
Look,
No.
in any horror scenario, if there's somebody crying, you don't go over there.
Yeah.
Horror, 101 here.
It's a head way off in the town, and it happens a couple times. But you go down the road, and eventually you come to a town square. And this is a bit more well lit. There are two main buildings. Immediately to your left, there's there's sparse light coming from the building from heavy drawn curtains, and there's a sign over the door. Creeping out its hinges, it reads Bildrath's Mercantile. It is a big building. And then you have, on the other side, there's a light shining from into the main square. That sort of lights it up. It is it's like a solid pillar of light in the heavy fog. Above the gaping doorway where this light's coming from is a sign that's sort of like precariously askew that says Blood on the Vine Tavern.
Oh, let's go there.
Sounds like a cheery place.
I could use a good cup of blood right about now.
Compared to
Whoa. Okay.
everything else you've seen around you, this actually looks fairly nice, and you can hear voices and stuff inside there. And the cart pulls up to a stop next to it, and the Vistani start, taking care of the horses and getting them water and stuff like that. And Stanimir and Damia both hop off and walk into the bar into the tavern with some of the other Vistani. He's like, come on, in here. This is a good place.
I will meet you in a moment. And I'm gonna turn to Lucas, and I'm going to go, would you like to accompany me to the mercantile?
Sure. I suppose so. Although, to tell you the truth, I don't have any.
Do not worry. I do.
I'm loaded.
Okay. Very well.
Me and Lucas go off to the mercantile.
You guys don't really despite all of you being armed, I don't think you guys are gonna hurt me. So I'll take my hood off.
Not unless you give me a reason to.
So
Takes the hood off. Alright, that's reason enough.
Take that as a threat.
Oh god, he has tentacles on his face. He's a monster.
Look at
Lose
weapon.
at you.
Oh wait, sorry, it's just your face.
young
Do
man
you
with-
fear death?
young man with long black hair, pale skin, and dark red eyes.
That's enough.
Yeah.
Run him through.
Although the eyes look not ghostly, but like that
Milky.
vacant. They look, well, for lack of a better word, like he's seen something horribly horrific, and there's a natural, just the minute you look into his eyes, you can't help but feel sorry for him. Like this person, just from the way that they have the look on their face, like they've experienced some horrible tragedy.
I'm going to need Lucian to make a insight check.
This is where the powder keg is lit.
Oh.
Everyone dies.
Not quite.
Perception?
No, insight.
Insight. Okay. What is
Sight.
that? Is a 10.
Okay. There's something familiar about looking at him, and something about the way that his cloak kind of like hid him real good. You can't put your finger on it, but there's something about that seems familiar. Like something that you've either seen someone do or heard someone do. Not that you know him, but someone you vaguely remember someone else doing that, but you don't remember why. You're not sure if you ever asked them, but you do know that the person who did it was someone who you worked with. So, in any case, do the rest of you go into the tavern, or do you head to the mercantile with them?
Once they walk away, I sheepishly get out of the cart and I ask if we should do anything about the crying girl. I'm bothered by that.
Who do you ask?
I'm still by the cart.
I'm gonna ask. Don't tell me. Lucian.
Yes.
Your
Let
arm.
me just say it. Yeah.
We could
Are we-
investigate,
yeah.
I suppose.
I don't.
Sometimes these things can be linked to monsters.
It's just around the corner that you can hear this coming from, so it's like one of the houses right past the mercantile building. So it wouldn't be far to go check it out.
Want to go check it out?
Let's go check it out then.
Nobody's talking to the druid. I forget your name.
Sebastian.
Sebastian.
I turn and
Seb.
ask Seb if he wants to come with us. You want to come with?
Sure.
You look like you were about to argue, and you're like, sure, whatever.
I guess.
I guess.
Honestly, probably be wise to check on and make sure that everything's alright. Though, I really can't say much for this place. Something about it puts me on edge.
Yes, it does fill you with dread, doesn't it?
Not necessarily good.
So,
Lust.
Don't say it. A rock falls and Rainer dies.
no, that's my job. Anyway,
He wild
Anyway, a
shapes.
rock falls.
What
He
you don't
wild
know
shapes
is
into
I'm
a
also
rock.
a paladin, and I pray to meteors.
so we'll deal with.
Do I have any weapons of any kind? Or anything useful? I'm thinking no.
You don't. But as you walk away, Raka, the son, the big guy, all of a sudden, like, his hand clamps down on your shoulder. And for a second, it's like, oh my gosh. And he
You just hear it eep.
hands you a dagger and says, "Be careful. It is not safe at night, and it is getting dark." And he also hands you a light crossbow. It says, "If you see any wolves or other things, use this."
I give him a look of like, what am I supposed to do with these? And I say, Thank you.
You point it, and you pull the lever.
I didn't say what am I supposed to do with these, my eyes.
Yeah. You can understand body language and looks.
It will look, okay? Okay.
He takes his head across when he shows you.
The baby version.
You put it against your shoulder. And you hold like this, and you pull the lever.
Just like an apple somewhere that he
Put
just hits.
the little mark, the peg. You want to put it directly on them, and you'll figure it out.
It's someone that's about to eat an apple and
I
it just goes through their
totally
apple.
mishandle it and like walk away with it.
Oh god, she is going to hurt you.
Immediately look down.
Hey, how's... Oh. Oh, no.
You do a loop.
Directly down the barrel.
Alright. We've just begun and we've already split the party.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Classic.
So,
Who are we doing first?
let's go ahead and deal with the mercantile.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah,
two
as-
of you walk over to this building.
Well, as we're walking over, I want to talk to Lucas a little bit. I'm gonna go, so Lucas, wherever you from, did you say?
Oh. To tell you the truth, I don't really know. I lost my memory a long time ago, or well, a while ago, and my head gets foggy. I remember some things and I don't remember other things. Tom, what was the name of the town that I stayed at where I got the name from?
Okay, because this is where things are going to start colliding.
Oh boy.
Local
Lucas
amnesiac
never
remembers
came
where he
back
comes
from that trip.
Yep.
And you guys thought the crying person was
Local
me.
amnesiac remembers where he comes from.
Yeah. Local amnesiac. Now I get to play as the amnesiac.
You
Yeah.
felt like you were missing out.
Yeah.
So consciously you made this character amnesiac because you wanted
Yeah.
to play it.
I want to be included.
You could have made a PC that you could play with the group.
I do, but then he...
I don't understand that.
So anyway, he started blasting.
Did you just say watch the product?
Yeah.
I mean...
Watch the waves.
Those are some big waves.
20 episodes minus 1. Watch them.
Minus
You're from... you remember the town of Waterford.
Okay. Yeah. That wasn't where I was found.
No, you were found at Griffin Hill,
Yeah.
which is a hill nearby Waterford. There's Heather House is a place nearby, and Griffin Hill's right next to that, and Waterford is where you were staying at most.
Yeah.
So which one of those do you say? Or do you...
Waterford is where I got my bearings back. I guess you could say that's the closest place that I'd be from.
Waterford is one of the only... There are there's like three major towns in Mordant. Waterford is one of them.
Ah, that is very sad for you. Yes.
So he's from where you're from.
Do you know your full name, possibly?
No.
You said Lucas Godfrey, right?
Yeah, I did say Lucas Godfrey, but that's
Make a history check.
not. I know that that's not my actual name. That's
No,
the
but you
name
got
I've
it.
chosen.
From someone.
Yeah, I chose that name.
Hey, that's a natural 20 for 25.
Oh boy.
All right. So here's my
remember the
entire
text.
backstory.
No, hold on.
Here's a book. It's my whole biography.
Is that the first roll of the game?
No.
Oh, yeah.
I think I had the first roll.
Yeah, first roll. Was
If you wouldn't have had character development, Chris, we could have had a natural
I rolled
20 be the
twice.
first roll.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
What the DM tells me to.
Ah, it's Tom's fault.
So,
I'm sorry, but aren't you arguing with God?
one of the one of the main families in Mordant is the Weatherman family. They're a big family. They've often married into. You're related to them.
Cousin!
That's the bully. More you would say.
By the way, this is right here is related to them. This is stuff you know There was a man named, years ago, named Wilfred Godfrey, who went mad and murdered his wife, Estelle Weathermay, and his daughter, Lilia Godfrey.
Was he arrested?
You see
Did
what
you
happened?
prefer the crossface finisher, or
See what happened was
You don't know the full details of it, but you do know that one of the ghost stories is that Lord Godfrey used to live on a house on Griffin Hill in Mordant. And it's a common ghost story that the ghost of Godfrey haunts Griffin.
Is Lucas your actual name? Or is this one you have chosen?
well, I mean, I suppose it isn't my real name, but yeah, I picked it. I don't know. There's something about it that spoke to me.
You do remember
Big train energy.
Two of them.
the guy who helped you kind of get back on your feet was George Weatherman, and he
Drives the Polar Express.
Who is Weathermay to me again? Just reiterating while this train is coming. Who is Weathermay to me? Just reiterating while the train is going.
like one of the main families related to him.
Ah, okay.
I keep thinking you're saying Weatherman.
Yeah, he would.
well, I mean,
What man?
ooh.
Is that his second train?
Yes.
Yeah.
They had to make up for the fact that the last week there was a train that was just stopped there for like an hour or two. They had to double down.
Curse of trains.
I like trains.
Trains of dread. Oh. Mists of trains.
Anyway,
Choo-choo spook bus.
Alright.
Thank you for your contribution, Travis.
Somebody say something mean to him.
Quickly.
Quick turn out.
What did you say?
What? I don't even remember it.
What did
Something
you call it?
choo-choo.
Choo-choo spook bus.
Can we be called that instead?
Maybe
if we go far enough off the rails, we'll change the name from Mists of Dread to Choo-Choo Spook Bus.
That would be amazing.
Mists of the Choo-Choo
No,
Spook
that's
Bus.
the follow-up to Total Recall.
Yeah.
It's going to be our
That's the
spooky.
crossover episode.
Oh gosh, probably play multiple characters.
Easily.
So,
Or not at all.
Yes, I mean,
George Weathermay had a friend named whose last name was Godfrey. He sort of like suggested that name to you.
yeah. I mean, for all I know, it could be my real name.
What a twist that would be.
But
You
I
chose
have a
it, and
feel-
it was
I
the
have a
actual
feeling
name.
So
Is
the
your name your name? Or did you choose it?
I mean, of course my name is my name. But I am not amnesiac.
Alright.
There you go.
I mean, I will
Look what
admit,
amnesiac doesn't
have
know
not-
what they don't remember.
I've not really met too many other amnesiacs, so...
That is true. And I would say, good. That there are not many amnesiacs. It is a terrible fate. I forget, the fucking train made me forget. Did he say that Weathermay helped him?
I did not bring up any people that I
Okay.
know. I just brought up the location. And then you'd ask me about whether I chose my name or not. And I said, yeah, more or less.
You guys are like slowing down because you're starting to get closer and closer to the door.
Yeah.
You walk past the place.
They walk past like 4 times now.
What were you searching for?
You.
Oh,
He checks out a knife. I knew it!
Careless whispers plays
That's
in the
not what I
background.
had in mind.
oh, I don't. It's something silly. Not really worth talking about.
I mean, I might be able to help you.
Less of
You're
a.
just standing outside the door.
It's not really an object or anything like that.
Immortality.
It's not your problem. You don't need to worry about it.
You are searching for memory? A way to get it back?
Like I said, it's kind of foggy. It comes and goes. I think I could be searching for memories, or I'm hallucinating. Who knows?
Well, if
Regardless, it's not important. It's not important. We're here. What did you want?
I'll go.
Right?
Yeah.
So you walk in, and there is a man there,
Randy Trey.
and he's it's a service. There's basically a lot of stuff in here. There's gear of different kinds, and when you walk in, he's like, "Hey, customers, can I help you?"
Yes, I was wondering if you had some dragon chess sets?
Yes, I believe I do. Let me check here. And he starts looking through some stuff, and he says, yes, he pulls out a dragon chess set. It's an average chess set, and says, 10 gold.
10 gold? What does it look like?
It's an average dragon chess set.
Is this joke? 10 gold? For dragon chess set?
He says, if you want it badly enough, you'll pay for it.
Damn.
How about a trade?
I generally do trade. Money for goods.
Oh.
If you have something...
I mean something other than money. So trade for the chest. How about this? And I'll hold out like a small bracelet. It's made out of a metal, but nothing like crazy expensive. And I'll activate it and have it glow.
Make a persuasion check.
Also, before we had entered the store, can I try to insight his answers to me?
Yes.
Okay. 12.
Okay. Trav, I need
Deception?
either deception or persuasion, depending on what's true and what's not. Because you...
The majority of it was more so not telling things, so
Okay.
more persuasion. I wasn't lying. Everything that I said was true, but I was withholding information.
Okay, persuasion.
So persuasion. But 9 on the initial.
Persuading.
Yeah, the initial persuading
Yeah.
for the.
Okay. He responds and says,
19.
that's in 5 gold.
I will say that this is, what was that expression from the last country? Highway robbery. This is
I would like
10
to,
times the normal price.
I'd like to take a quick look around the store. Is there dust on everything? How trafficked is this place looking?
Not super trafficked, but this is, well, if you don't want it, you don't want it. He puts it away.
I will give 5 gold and not a copper more.
And the bracelet?
Just 5 gold.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 gold in the bracelet.
Alright. He hands the chest set takes the bracelet and you give him gold too.
Yeah.
Okay, takes the gold. Good to do business with you.
Indeed.
I would hope so. Before, yes, we should. This is just a normal shitty dragon chess set, right?
Yep.
Ugh. You should not have traded your bracelet.
Are we out of the store?
Yeah.
Okay, as soon as we leave the store, I'm going to dispel the spell on the bracelet.
Damn.
Oh, it was worthless. I'll just make another one.
You can make magic bracelets?
I can tinker with things. I've got some innate magical abilities, and a mind for making things.
I'm gonna hold up my dragon chess set that I've paid way more than I should have for.
Do
Do you play?
I was about to ask you the same. Yes, I do play.
Yes, I play. I have been, how you say, trained a bit.
Also. Well, let's find a table then.
While you guys are doing that, you guys have gone and walked down the two houses down the road, and have come to. Actually, it's the next house. Oh no, it is two houses. There is a house that is it's a townhouse, and it's all boarded up. Yeah, it's a dark 2-story townhouse. It's about 40 square feet, boarded up and barricaded from the inside. So someone inside it. It looks like this was put up quite a while ago. This barricaded stuff. But you can hear someone crying inside of it. Probably on the second floor.
This place is boarded up from the inside. Clearly whoever is here doesn't want anyone in.
Yes, that is quite troubling.
This place is...
It has an uneasy air about it.
Do you still wish to go in?
I'm not sure. What if someone's trapped?
Boarded from the inside would seem to suggest not that, but they would prefer to keep themselves locked in.
But for what reason? The question must be asked.
Yes, deeply troubling.
You said that this building wasn't far, like it was just like down the road a little bit?
It's literally around the corner.
Oh, do we know
Yeah.
that they've gone over there, or do we think
Oh yeah,
gone to?
they walked that way while you guys were both in
Okay.
the same direction. They just kept going,
Okay.
and it's literally like small shack, this house. So it's right there. So they're still standing outside this house as you come out of the murder
Do you
house.
suppose we should go the group, or just head into the cabin?
Do you think they need our help? What are they doing?
I don't know what they're doing, but I do know that it's dangerous to be out and not in a large group. And forgive me for presuming, but I feel like you're well equipped to save us.
I do suppose I am, how do you say, ready to deal with things. I can hold my own, as it were. We shall go over and see what they are doing.
Okay. So you're at the moment they're just standing outside this house, looking at it.
What's wrong with the house? The
We could not.
sobs are still coming out of it? or
Yes,
are they
there's
stopped?
someone crying on the second floor.
Oh.
It seems to be. We don't know why, but that's what's going on.
Do you think somebody's hurt?
Are you here with us now?
Yeah, we've walked up.
Okay.
Do you...
It is possible. Evidence would seem to suggest that they have boarded themselves in, which, as we have said before you just came, begs the question why.
I've heard that sometimes people will do this if they believe them to be sick.
It is not impossible.
We can ask.
I'll go.
We
up
could
and-
knock.
Yeah, I'll go up and I'll knock on the door.
I have a suspicion that we will not get an answer from a knock, but
Yeah, there's no response. The crying continues as is.
We could knock again.
How? I'll turn back to the group and I'll say, how intent are we on coming into this building?
I think we should definitely find out what is going on. It is concerning. The air about this place is not right.
I mean, concerning to who?
To me,
Why must we know why somebody is crying? It is
it
their
may not
business.
be that simple.
I suppose, but it is boarded from the inside.
Yes, that is exactly why I am concerned.
Hmm.
Does anyone here have any burglaristic
Tendencies.
tendencies or skills?
Out of character, I think we all do. In character?
Alright.
I mean, I'll reach into my satchel and I'll pull out my thieves' tools.
Okay.
So
And
don't-
I'll give it a whirl.
You don't have to make a check. It's actually really easy to get in. It looks
Okay.
like someone popped stuff loose at some point and sort of like set it back in with the intention of being able to open it up again. So,
That was concerningly easy.
so examining it.
How
make an
big is the
investigation
opening?
check.
Oh,
Well, how big was the opening?
The openings are big enough that someone could squeeze through.
how big of a person?
An average size person, not
Okay.
well, maybe on the smaller side.
Okay.
So thin.
I'll turn back towards everyone else and I'll go, okay, I'm gonna go in. If something happens, I'm going to scream.
That is usually
gonna-
a sound plan.
Rainier's gonna put her hand on his shoulder and kind of move him away from the door and go,
Very easily you do so.
do not go to...
but we also shouldn't just
I will go in.
barge in sword swinging.
I will go in. I will see what is wrong. If they are upset with me, I will direct them towards you.
All right.
Deal.
I'm gonna,
I like how it was specifically him when it was our idea entirely.
you as a group.
Okay.
I am not...
Yeah, but we've got rapport with each other. We're
Rainier,
Some chemistry.
yeah, we bought a thing.
Rainier is gonna draw her sword again, keeping it at her side, raise up her buckler, and go inside.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow.
You go in, and it's just a house for the most part. There's a staircase going up.
Does it
Uh,
look
it's-
When I,
lived in, or does
Yes.
it look like ransacked?
It does look lived in. It doesn't
Okay.
look like it has been ransacked. The crying's coming from the second floor upstairs.
I'll whisper. You know, now that we're actually here, this is starting to feel a lot more like breaking and entering.
this is what I was saying. This is my concern.
It didn't feel that way initially. Let's just keep going. Let's just keep going.
After like a minute or
Before
two, I
committing
follow.
crime, may as well keep going.
Before we go,
Sebastian sees Esme go in and follows after.
Lucien
is
will
this?
absolutely follow and not be the only one outside.
What is this? This is a whole adventuring party. We have to go into somebody else's home. I was going to check to see if they needed help. Just hold on. Hold your
Staircase going
bodies.
upstairs, by the way.
I walk past them and go up the stairs.
What? We should at least call out
You
and
should
see.
wait. You get upstairs.
You might be sick.
I follow along.
And there's a couple rooms, but there's a door open into a bedroom, and the crying is coming from in there. And you can see a woman sitting in the center of the floor, sobbing. She's got something in her hands.
I do not approach.
I come up behind her.
Nothing personal, kid.
I follow up behind you.
Do you try to sneak your way up, or do you just walk up? Not too hard.
Not like sneak, but I do quietly go through the stairs.
Okay.
Oh, hold a moment.
How old are you?
19.
19? Okay.
I'm gonna place a hand on your shoulder and kind of like go ahead of you. I'm gonna go. Do not go into situations that could be dangerous, especially for good reason. This is her home.
Yeah.
I see the lady, right?
Oh, yes.
Hello. Are you?
Just 3 people standing
When someone breaks into your
Here's the funny thing too is like imagine like one's up higher upstairs,
She
middle
doesn't-
stairs, and
she doesn't immediately respond. You can see she like jolts as she realizes someone there, but you can see as she turns that she's got a doll of some kind that she's holding on to.
Are you feeling well?
She's kind of hard to understand, but she starts kind of cry babbling out a little bit, trying to say something.
You said you left me.
Not quite like that. She keeps saying the name Gertruda.
I'm gonna go forward and go to the young girl. You said, right?
It's a woman. She's
Okay, it's a woman? Okay.
Not a young girl. She's supposed to be in her 40s. You can kind you go.
I'm going to actually go up to her.
Okay. She's. You can talk, I'm not going to roleplay out how stuttery her voice is and stuff, but you start getting her. She starts talking and she starts saying that she's hidden her daughter Gertruda in the house for her life, and she ran away. She's a teenager. She broke out of the house and ran away, and she hasn't seen her for a week, and she fears the worst.
Why were you hiding her in here?
She kind of says that she's, actually, I have notes for that.
Being a young teenager myself, I wouldn't like that.
So, she says that, what is it?
I'm not saying anything.
I'm just pantomiming being stabbed to death by this crazy lady with a knife totally hidden in her doll.
So with the
No, the doll is a knife.
with the two of you there talking to her, being kind of, she's becomes more like.
I'm like in the doorway. I didn't go
I'm
near
actually
her,
up
but
to her. I'm kneeling down.
She does just have a doll.
And it
But
is
she
just
does
a knife.
respond and say that it's dangerous out in Barovia, and the Devil's Strahd takes young girls.
Great.
That is concerning.
Yeah.
I glance at fuck. I gotta get my notes up again. No, I glance at Esme.
How old are you?
I'm like late 20s. No wait, how old are princesses usually?
I mean, that can vary wildly.
That can vary
In
from
Disney movies, they're like 18.
I'd be like around 20 then.
typically between 16 and dead.
I mean,
Okay,
You don't become
I'll
a
be like
princess until you're
around
16.
20 in that range.
Okay.
But I can't glance at myself, so.
No, we both look at each other with like wide eyes. Okay.
But yeah, her daughter's been missing for a week, Gertruda, and yeah, so that's why she's crying. She's afraid that the worst has happened.
Was there any place outside that she would go to?
She says that she has no idea where. She didn't know of anything outside the house. She's been in the house her whole life, so she could have gone anywhere. And she's got this doll. It's kind of like a weird sackcloth dress. It does have a tag on the end. It's a pretty big tag, but it says is no fun, is no Blinsky.
That's the
It's good break.
yeah.
So-
Is no Blinsky.
Can we have description of the girl?
Absolutely. So you're able to get a description. She is young woman. All right, so she's brown hair, blue eyes, big eyes. Yeah, very pretty. That's sort of the description you get.
How old?
I don't have her age right here. I think she's 16.
Okay.
Princess age.
I would also like to apologize for breaking into your home. We heard you're crying, and well, at least I feared the worst. So
This was my idea.
it was, but I came in because that's what I felt.
I was peer pressured into breaking into the home.
How did you get it? Yeah.
They filled my head with thoughts of bad things happening to them, so I took the lead.
Just to be sure, though, you aren't hurt.
She's not hurt yet.
Only
She's still
emotionally.
just crying for the most part.
Emotionally,
Yeah,
mentally.
it's
Well, we have description of your daughter, and if we find her, we will direct her back home.
I like how you say direct. Like, we'll be like,
Yeah.
go home. Go home.
What
She'll
kind
say
of-
no, and we're like, oh. I mean,
tried.
can't do anything.
I cannot force people to do what they do not wish. Yet.
Simple, just get a spell called command and just go
Command, go home.
home.
You want to go home and rethink your
Apart from
life.
that, is there anything that we can do for you immediately?
she doesn't have anything for you. She's mostly just like crying about this.
Okay. Well, I suppose we'll leave you.
Guess we'll be going then.
Yeah. Again, I apologize. I just feel bad for breaking in now. Especially now that I know that you're distraught over your daughter going missing and not because you're hurt. It makes me feel even worse.
Yeah, she's paying less and less attention to.
I'm
Okay.
saying this, I'm
I'm just-
backing out of the room.
Yeah,
as we're leaving.
I'm like putting my hand on the two of them and like directing them out. Like, we must go, we must go, we must go.
Get out of here.
When we come back downstairs, we're like, no,
It is as I said. We should have probably left her alone.
What are these background noises?
What's happened?
her daughter ran away from home, and has been gone for, was it 1 week or multiple weeks?
a week. Just a week. She's been gone a week.
She has also described a monster named Strahd that takes young
Strahd.
girls.
I am aware of the legend of Strahd.
Care to share?
Are we gonna stay in her house, or are we gonna like make our way?
I imagine.
No,
you guys
we're
are
leaving. We're leaving.
The Vistani lady will tell us all about Strahd.
Why will nobody tell me?
Frankly, it is a long tale, and I do not feel it.
Well, let's all keep an eye out for a 16-year-old girl, brown hair and blue eyes.
Answers to the name Gertruda.
Gertruda.
Duly noted.
But for now, let's go inside to the tavern. I'd rather sit down.
Me too.
Yes, that sounds rather nice.
Oh,
Maybe they offer reasonable prices at this establishment.
I hope so.
Considering you don't have any.
I certainly hope so as well, as the monster hunting business is not exactly great sometimes.
You're a monster hunter?
Yes, I am.
What monsters have you hunted?
All sorts. All sorts. Name it. I've probably seen one at least.
Werewolf?
What?
Oh no.
You go.
Werewolf?
Yes.
Kill?
Yes.
How many?
Enough.
Do you have a
Did you guys
tooth?
walk to the tavern?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I have a what?
Do you have a tooth of one?
No, I do not really keep trophies.
That is boring.
Well, that's rude.
I travel a lot.
What about a chimera? Have you ever seen a chimera?
I believe I've seen one once. I haven't killed.
What about witches?
Ah, yes, plenty of witches.
Witches are just people.
Yes.
But they're evil. Some of
So
them.
are people.
I have
people-
stopped witches before.
So, you guys get into the,
There's
You
a
will,
reason
you
I'm
will come
asking.
to our table and you will tell story. Yes?
Very well,
Good.
if you wish it.
Hopefully,
I
it
do.
doesn't distract you.
I can. Oh, please. You will need me to be distracted.
there's plenty of laughing coming from inside this, thing. All the, Vistani are now in there. And, yeah, here's, wine being brought out and stuff like that. So, there is a...
When we go in, it's well lit in here, right? I'm gonna, if you don't mind, I'm gonna put my hood back up. I feel like walking in looking like the way I do in this place probably wouldn't be,
there's a pudgy little man tending the bar and bringing out drinks to all the Vistani and stuff like that.
feels very good.
And there's 3 other Vistani that you haven't seen. There's 3 women, and they're all, talking with the others.
Well, at least some people are happy.
And Steinemir's like, "Hey, you're taking your time doing whatever you were doing, but come over here and drink." And he's got wine for you, and oh boy, you pass out wine.
I do not drink, no.
I will
I
take
only
a
drink-
mug, but I have some
didn't
business
say
to
that.
attend to with my new friend here.
Just
Yes?
shot in the back corner.
Strand,
is that you?
How about we have some fun with it? Each piece that we lose, take a drink.
That sounds good to me. I'm gonna find a empty table, or at least
Someplace
empty
where
enough.
we can play.
Yes.
So you guys start playing Dragon Chess. You see that they're playing Esme, you see
What is
them
the
playing Dragon Chess, which you know how to play.
what's
I'm making.
with playing this game?
Intelligence. It'd be an intelligence check.
Okay. I'm making him sit at the table to tell us stories about
I assume
monster hunting.
I go watch them play.
I don't really want to say an actual story, so I'm going to do a performance check for that.
And Sebastian would just be there, just listening. to
16?
her talking.
22.
Ah!
I won.
That is a...
So the first game goes to
That is a 7.
How many drinks is it per game then? We're doing
A few.
yeah.
do I need to make a carousing roll here?
Maybe.
Oh.
I doubt we're not gonna get like hammered or anything like that,
Yeah.
but you know.
Oh, have some experience with Dragon Chess.
The man who taught me how to play was very good, and also it just kind of clicks.
Ah.
So, a
And-
young man, as you guys are all together, a young man with blonde hair comes over and says, "Hello, my friends. I'm Ismark."
Hello.
Hello.
Greetings.
So he brings more wine to the table. He says, "It's rare that we get strangers here in Barovia. It's
I have gathered as much.
I have a question.
Yes.
Out of character.
okay.
Question. I've been through this town before. Is that true? that they're like strangers. From my experience going through this town, were there people that came through here?
There were people that came through fairly normally. However, this building wasn't there the last time you were here.
Yeah. This doesn't seem like the same place that I was at.
It's laid out the same way. And there was a building here, the same shape, but it was not called Blood Divine.
Do any of us have like knowledge of like when the mists arrived, or like we just think they've always been there?
I think they've always been there. As far as you're aware, they've always been there.
Someone accidentally let the fog machine on.
I hate it when that happens.
Yeah.
No one can find it now.
Uh-huh.
They're killing the planet, Claude.
Shroud looks at his budget, he's like, guys, why don't we spend like 5 million gold on like...
The end of the Total Recall tour ends in Barovia.
That would be amazing.
They accidentally left all their stage equipment running. They left. That's incredible. No,
Wait.
What does this guy say he is again?
Ismark.
Hello, Ismark. We are in the middle of a game that has just gotten interesting.
Oh. Well, I would, I actually have a question for you all, since you seem to be, well armed and capable. I'm going to make, you seem somewhat capable. I was coming over here to potentially ask you for your aid in something. I have an adopted sister named Irina Koya, and we are having some dangers. Are you traveling further west?
Oh, the gypsies are taking us to their camp.
Yeah, what's their name?
The Vistani.
Vistani. The Vistani are taking us to a place somewhere I am keen on going.
Well, okay. Let me explain. My sister is being pursued by the guy in charge.
Romantically?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you unfamiliar with Barovia?
I do not think that the Barovia I know is the same one as I am in.
Okay, whatever that means. I need to tell you. He looks around, looks over at the Vistani that are. He's like, "Do you know who rules these lands?"
I have been trying to find out.
We know the name.
His name is Strav Vanzerevich.
Feel all the candles dim when that name gets said.
And there's thunder in the background.
He's a vampire. And he lives in Castle Ravenloft. No one is welcome at the castle. The Devil Strahd put a curse on this land. Some forgotten sin of his ancestors or something like that. But he is pursuing my sister. For some reason, he is obsessed with her. He's been attempting to break into the house and sending servants after her. We are in the shadow of Castle Ravenloft. I want to move her to the town of Valaki, further west.
And, so, like you said, details of Strahd are not forthcoming. Why is this a bad thing for her and her family?
He is a vampire. He wants to turn her into one of his playthings. He's done this with many women before. He will drain her blood and turn her into a vampire spawn.
Sorry, I assumed that it would be a merited situation.
A consensual thing.
But
As much as these situations tend to be.
A vampire can't enter a residence without an invitation from one of its occupants, so he is not able to enter our home. Which we have for right now, but it is only a matter of time.
can you tell me anything more about this Strahd von Zarvik?
He is the ruler of these lands, has been for a long time. As I said, he's a vampire. He must rest in his coffin during the day. He can summon wolves and vermin to do his bidding. He can transform into a bat, a wolf, or a cloud of mist. He can dominate you with his powerful gaze. Sunlight will cause one to burst into flames, and running water burns them like acid.
So, if sunlight causes him to burst into flames, then why is he such a threat? Surely, when the morning comes, wouldn't it be safe?
The sun is never shining. Fog blocks it. Cannot come through. Many strangers have been brought to Barovia over the years, but they all die or disappear before long.
Oh.
Only by going with the Vistani can you leave.
How often do the Vistani leave Barovia?
Fairly regularly, but it is uncommon that they bring people with, or take them out with.
Okay.
Question out of character. I can't get this out of my mind. So if we, for instance, met Strahd outside somewhere, if we had like a tent with us, would he be able to get in?
What constitutes as us?
You make a sea bear circle and Strahd can't get in.
What
That's a good question.
our home?
I don't know.
Because I have
I think
alarm.
it has to have a threshold.
I have alarm, but I could set up an alarm and be like, no, you can't enter because the alarm is the threshold of my home.
I'm going to say that doesn't count. I'm going to say camps and tents don't count, but like permanent structures.
Okay.
So it has to have a foundation.
If you have a
Build
decanter,
castle real quick, guys.
if you have a decanter of endless water, you could cut him in half.
You should try.
Here's the question, right? So, foundation, does it have to be like sound foundation, or can it be like
It's a complete disrepair.
That
I
I
have-
found is a great foundation.
May I?
ruin stuff? Like there's a door.
I imagine
Like,
you. I imagine you going. I introduce to you, House on Wheels.
A cart.
You have a house. It's on wheels, and to drive it around, you scoot it around with oars.
Oars? Why?
You cannot get in, Strahd.
This is reminding
our
me of that
home.
scene in, I think it was the fourth Pirates of the Caribbean. They had like a whole bank that they stole.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
they were
yeah.
just driving it through town.
So,
It was safe.
like,
Yeah, they had like the whole bank though.
a vampire can't necessarily enter, but, someone who works for a vampire still can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
and also a vampire can still like shoot you through the doorway and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Now it's not your home because you're dead.
I just had to bring that up.
But what has Strahd does the big brain play, right?
But
he
yeah,
buys the house.
that's what I was saying. So like,
I was gonna say
A
he
vampire
burns
own
it
it
down.
now.
What if he's a landlord?
can't cross flowing water or whatever. Well, technically, isn't the atmosphere flowing water?
There's an idea for a vampire though. Vampire landlord, he has permission to go through all the rooms and feed.
True.
I love that. That sounds like some Vampire the Masquerade.
There's-
Technically,
Here's-
if he's the ruler of the kingdom, he technically does own all of the land that all of these buildings are on.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about.
Well,
Here's the thing about
Imagine you
vampires
guys-
not being able to move at all because the atmosphere is running water. vampire born in the running water. That cancels that out, so that technically cancels everything out.
So he's a water
Like the purge child.
He's a water vampire.
Water vampire.
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 I don't think any of this
Respect
counts,
vampire.
This is now lore.
This is turning into our
Strahd is a vampire.
turning into our purge conversation all over again.
Yeah. Did you see the trailer for the new one?
Go on this
They
tangent.
literally did a fucking mousetrap.
We cannot go on this tangent.
yeah.
Wait, we're missing a member.
Let's see here.
Quick, everyone, freeze frame.
Quick, now we talk about the purge.
This is freeze frame. I bet you're wondering how we got here talking about the purge again.
Well, you see, Austin started a conversation. And
It's just so fucking wild. It's literally like, I want to do the purge forever. Okay, how do we go about doing that?
Forever purge.
Well, guys, I have the best idea to let everybody know that the purge is forever. Okay, hit us with it. I mean, have you ever played that board game Mousetrap?
no.
Well, isn't the whole concept that just like, oh yeah, people were just like, no, I'm not gonna stop.
Yeah, that's called something already. That's
Okay.
anarchy.
So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
enough purge.
Enough purge talk. Purge is purge talk.
Stop.
Yeah, this is where I rated one of your guys.
We lost him already.
Is there anything else you would want to attempt to do tonight?
I want to fight Travis again. It's best 2 out of 3 dragon chests.
It's gonna be tens all over again, isn't it?
It's gonna
Yes,
be
it is.
tens.
Except the children are not. Except it's not the children losing to like their.
Can you imagine the children in Barovia?
Have we talked to that one lady that they kept saying that she would answer all our questions?
Not yet, no.
We gotta get there.
Sometime tomorrow they're gonna leave to go there.
Alright.
Travis, you must roll.
Oh, we're doing another game?
Yeah, it's best 2 out of 3.
Okay.
I'll try to tell another story.
Okay.
13?
22 again.
What the fuck? What have you been rolling?
I've rolled 2 18s.
Damn!
That is a 22 for performance.
Okay, so you tell some great stories.
You are distracted
Is there-
thoroughly by this story.
Yeah.
Is there
And
anything
since you
else
live-
other than that you want to do?
Sebastian's gonna look over his gear and make sure it's ready to go for tomorrow.
Okay.
He's probably first thing in the morning to don his armor.
I guess in between games I'm going to start working on more trinkets and such. I've got tinkerer tools and I tinker and I make things like you know those, have you ever seen those cool like coins that have like clockwork in them and stuff like that? I make stuff like that.
So-
And I've got like a project that I've been working on for a while or whatever, and in between games I'll work on it a little bit more.
So Ismark leaves you with
Oh, we should also probably talk about room and board.
Yeah, we don't need to worry about that. It's they're
The Vistani got it.
Taken care of?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ismark says that if you want to come hear him out some more, at least possibly help him, if you take the road directly south, it will lead to their house, where they're at.
It's within the town, though.
Right in the town, yeah. So, anything else?
No,
Not
like I
particularly.
said, Sebastian just gonna make sure his gear's ready for tomorrow.
I drink.
Yeah,
I
I
play
think I just
Dragon
want to like
Chess.
shower and change.
Last
Yeah.
one.
You've already
Oh,
won.
no, it was 2 out of 3.
Just
I
as
thought
a
we were
note,
just going to do 3 games.
Lucian has been drinking, but he's being very careful to not open more of his mouth than he needs to.
Okay.
I did not
My cup
understand.
disappears into the void.
Yeah.
You are lucky.
Each time he does that, you're like, it's a good idea.
Why don't I
See
have
this
that?
again. Actually, no. Make another insight check.
Oh. Okay.
want you to know.
That's a 10.
Oh,
That's the exact same thing. You're like, man, who did that? I know someone else did that. But anyway,
You are lucky the werewolf story is good. I cannot focus on the game. How did you get the bishop over there?
was it Jerry from accounting?
Jerry from accounting.
Anyway,
Jake from State Farm.
What are you wearing, Jake from State
I'm having
Farm?
I'm having a good night.
night passes mostly uneventfully. At one point, one of you has a window out in the front, and you're kind of half asleep, but you feel like you see like glowing figures going down the road out.
I don't need sleep.
Oh, which way you don't need sleep. So you are looking out the window, and
Like a creeper.
You're immediately like, oh, do we need to sleep?
eerie light comes from the graveyard north of the place that you're looking at.
And a cat? What's the story behind the cat,
All of
Tom?
a sudden, a ghostly procession starts coming down. There's these wavering images of like people wielding great swords, all these sort of like heroes coming down from the graveyard. Dwarves with glittering axes, like ancient-looking mages with giant beards and pointed hats. All sorts of these heroes start coming down from the graveyard and going down the road.
Ghosts?
You watch this procession.
Ghosts?
Oh, it looks like ghosts. This is right at midnight.
Oh.
And they go and turn and head down the road. And then eventually they stop.
Holy shit! That was a bunch of ghosts. I'm looking around the tower. Is anyone else reacting
No.
to this?
In the middle of the night.
Oh, in the middle of the night. I thought we were still in the tower.
No.
You walk
Okay,
the time while seeing
Who's awake? Oh, Rainier is. Is anyone
Okay,
else?
if we're sleeping, no, I'm probably not. awake.
I'm probably not either.
Same.
I'm not.
Rainier is just like, and looks like at the wine that she has in her hand, and like gently sets it down, and kind of just like scrolls in a little notebook. I'm not going to fuck with the ghosts.
Anyway,
I think that's professional.
So ghost racers.
Out of game, I saw Austin.
I am ancient. I am the land. Welcome